What's going on, everyone? I'm back at it again here in Overwatch, and I just wanted to take a quick second to show you all my current SR. It is back in the gold level, and I am super happy that I was able to do that within a fairly quick amount of time. It only took me about maybe a day and a half to get back to that. So I just wanted to, let you guys know about that. I also wanted to take time to say thank you. My last two videos are reaching 10,000 views. I have no idea how that happened. I am super excited about it, and I'm just going to keep going with what I'm doing. Obviously, that means I'm doing something right. So please continue to share these videos, man. So I figured while I played some competitive play today, I figured I would also tell you all the types of Overwatch players that I myself see. And I also wanted to take this time to break down the type of Overwatch player that I am. And there's one of the types right there that I'll get to in just a moment. Now, if you've played Overwatch ever at all, then you know that there are so many types of different players that come across our path while playing the game. And, some people see it differently. Some people see them as maybe not as annoying as others would. But at the end of the day, there are all kinds of players out there. And just a quick note, the people that are on this list are people that I personally see, as I probably already mentioned. I wanted to make sure that you guys know that I did not steal anything from anybody else who may have made a list similar to this. Because let's face it, every Overwatch gamer sometimes comes across the same BS. So the first kind of player that I come across are the ones that I like to call the dogs. And the reason that I call them the dogs is because they like to bark orders at everybody. I know, I'm not funny, that's why I'm not a comedian. Now, they're not quite messengers and they're not quite leaders. They're the more annoying type. They're more like commanders who try and tell people what to do because they apparently have some sort of higher knowledge over the game, and that's about all they have to say about it. And usually the dogs are generally squeakers or people who are just in general toxic, or just people who are not as good as they may claim to be and try and compensate for it by telling everybody what they need to do. But speaking of, the next type of player that I see is the messenger. Now these are the people that will call out enemy positions. They'll say if an enemy has used their ult, if they have their ult ready, if a certain teammate has died, and it's like a very valuable teammate like a Mercy or a Lucio or, somebody of that caliber. Now, part of being a leader comes with being a good messenger, so these guys are like level 9, and being a leader is like level 10, so they're right underneath them. Now, the reason that they are a level lower than regular leaders and people of that nature is because they tend to be the lone wolves. They tend to go in and do things on their own, and I'll get to them in just a minute. And next up we have, you probably guessed it by now, the leaders. Oh man. Now the leaders are the guys that will call things out, like enemy locations, ults, etc. They're the ones that will organize pushes. They are the ones that will organize regroups if your team has just been getting wrecked by the other team. These are the ones that also pay attention to a very valuable asset, the kill feed. And they will tell you if a very valuable player like Mercy or Lucio, Ana, Zenyatta are down. Now these guys and gals are going to be the ones that have your 6. So if you are on charge and you go down, they'll be the ones there to kill your killer. And they are the ones that, again, probably have the best positioning on the entire team as well, because they've played enough hours, they've seen the ups and downs, and they know how to come back from maybe a down period where things are just not going well for you or your team. Now, leaders may not have the highest kill-death ratio or the highest amount of eliminations, but they will be the ones that will get the job done. They will be the ones that help the team win, and that's all that's really important to the leader. They just want the victory. They just want their SR to not go up and down like a yo-yo, and they're the ones that want to see others succeed above themselves. Now, most of the leaders out there in the Overwatch community are pretty even-minded. they can usually keep their emotions under wraps. They're usually the ones that don't get frustrated after a round may not go their way. And they're always there to maybe help calm down other teammates who, you know, have anger issues. So yeah, most of your leaders are going to be pretty level-headed, but there are those that are, of course, the squeakers, the whiners, the ones that have had a down streak and just don't care what happens, which, again, that's another category that I'll get to. And then there are those that take the leadership part of their job to a whole nother level and just start bossing people around. I tried stalling so that everybody else could get there. Oh well. Now the next group of players are ones that we see in almost every single game, at least I do. And these are what I like to call the lone wolves. People who just do their own thing, could care less about where the team is, if they're regrouping or pushing all at the same time. Nope, they're going to be way ahead. They're going to try and get POTG every time they set foot into the objective. And they don't care. They just don't care about everybody else. They just want to make themselves look good. And I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I am guilty of being a lone wolf. I sometimes tend, when I'm playing as Reaper, to kind of go out on my own, get ahead of the team, and flank, even if it's just not going to work, and if they've already got my, myself sniffed out. So I'm guilty of being a lone wolf, but it's not very often that I, lone wolf it, unless, I just have that kind of opportunity and things are going so good for the team that I can jump ahead and try and prevent anybody from pushing on us. But that's not very often, or at least it has not been often as of recent. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'll be straight up honest with you guys, some of the lone wolves that are out there playing in the community are actually not that bad. Some of them actually do a good job at being on their own. But I like to look at the majority, and the majority, are just not. They don't know what they're doing, and they just kind of, do their own thing because that's what they've always been known to do. Now this next group of heroes I like to call the deathly ill, or the Heal Me Lord players. These players are usually the Genjis of the bunch. They're the ones that will be lone wolves, and they think the entire weight of the world rests on their shoulders, and if Mercy, Ana, Zenyatta, or Lucio is not following them the whole game, oh, it's over with. They're gonna lose. The team's done for. GG, no re. We're done. Because you weren't healing me, Mercy! Yeah, 2-1. Looks like we're gonna be getting this one in the W column. The next group of players is a group of players that I like to call the team heroes, or in other words, the flex players. Now, when I say flex player, I'm talking about the players that can play any position that can fill the role needed in the team. And these are the best friends of everybody. The ones that don't have a specific main, or yeah, they may have a main, but they don't have to stick with them 100% of the time. They can do what needs to be done and fill the role that is needed in order to win the game. And those are the people that get my respect, and those are the players that are usually some of the best in the world because they have multiple characters that they can play and do a really good job at. So flex players will also be the ones that will switch their character if it's just not working and they know it's not working and they know that they could be doing better as another hero to help the team out. And they may not have the highest KD as well, but hey, at least they're winning and at least the team composition is solid. So, that's what really matters to them, and that's why I consider them to be team heroes. Now, just like with every other position that requires a certain skill set, not every flex player under the sun is good, but I give them credit for trying, because they understand that the team deserves to have a certain type of composition if they want a better chance of winning. So I give them credit for trying, even though if they may not turn out to be that great. Now, next up is something that I alluded to earlier, the main only player. Now, these are the players that have one character and one character only, and God forbid somebody else choose the character before they can. Oh man, if somebody steals their main, oh, it's over. They're throwing the game, they're leaving, they're doing something about it. And I'll be honest with you guys, when my confidence level wasn't so good with this game, I'll be honest, I was a main only player because I didn't have very much confidence in myself to play, at least competently, as other players. Heck yeah, I got play of the match. What'd I do? What'd I get? How'd I do it? Oh, is this? Neat. Yeah. Down goes Farah. Bam, bam. 37-10. That's a pretty good score for me. Yay, still climbing. I'll play another match so that I can finish out this list here. So guys, there's only a couple more categories of players that I have left, and this one is one that I have been recently, and I'm ashamed of myself. But it's been a few days since I last did this, so yeah, I feel bad for doing it. But yeah, levers. Now let me just defend my action for being a lever. As you guys may have seen in my last video for Overwatch, where I was playing comp and I was trying to rank back up while being triggered. Yeah, I admitted that I had been leaving games, but it was for my own mental sanity, not because I wanted to make people mad, but because my team just weren't doing jack squat. And don't worry, I put that down on this list because it is one of the types of levers. I know I made a mistake, and I ain't doing it again, okay? I ain't doing it again. So the levers are people that will leave the game if they are not doing anything to help the team win because they are just not able to hit the side of a barn. If they're like me and they leave because their team is crap and not doing their jobs. If someone steals their main, they feel like they have to leave because they won't be good or competent with any other hero. If they lose a round very quickly, like the first round, they will leave because they're afraid that they don't have a chance in you know where. They will leave if they get called out for being terrible players. And they also will leave because they are tired of the toxicity on the team chat or just the toxicity in the game period. Maybe everything is going so wrong that they just don't know what to do. And the final type of player that I have noticed while playing Overwatch competitively and in quick play and in the arcade and pretty much everything, daggone it, soldier. Oh, Mercy revived us. Thank you, Mercy. I love you, Mercy. You're so awesome, Mercy. I love you. Daggone it, how did that Reinhardt get his thing again so fast? Sorry, I was getting off track, guys. But the final type of player that I have noticed within games in Overwatch is what I like to call the negative one. Now, the negative one is usually that one player that comes into the team chat, and the first thing you hear is, these are the players that have absolutely nothing good to say about anything or anyone. They have no motivation, no focus, and they don't make the good decisions when playing the game because maybe they've been on a downhill streak all day and they're just tired and they want somebody to carry them back into a positive state of mind because they cannot do it themselves. But guys, I'll be honest here, I am also guilty of being the negative one because I usually have a lot of days, okay? I'll be honest. I have a lot of days where things are just not going right. Like this game right here earlier was doing pretty good. This one, not so much. So I understand, and I don't get mad at them so much unless they are deliberately trying to hurt the team, because if they're not happy, ain't nobody happy. Those are the ones that I have a problem with. So guys, it's finally time for me to just come out and say what kind of Overwatch player I am, or at least what I see myself as. Come on, Genji! So guys, the types of players that I see myself as is the flex player, the negative one on occasion, and the lone wolf on occasion. And I want to keep that in mind here. Oh look, For Honor just installed. And that reminds me, tell me if you guys want to see more For Honor videos, because I've kind of been wanting to play it again, but I know that I'm nowhere near as good as I probably should be with that game. But it's up to you guys. You guys let me know if you want to see some more of it, and if you do, well, I'll do it. So yeah, flex player, lone wolf, and negative one are the three kinds that I see myself as more often than not. And the negative one and lone wolf are usually on occasion, because most of the time I'm able to take a loss and, you know, not really blame it on anybody but myself, and I'm able to handle it. But I love being a flex player because I do like a lot of different characters within this game. I go with my main first, of course, because that's the one I'm usually the most comfortable with playing. But if we need a certain defensive player, or if we need a tank, or if we need a support, like maybe a Mercy over a Lucio, or over a Zen, or if somebody wants to have an Ana on the team because they think that they'll be better, it'll be like a better fit for their playstyle, and, you know, I'll be that guy. I'll be the guy that steps up and, you know, plays as the characters that are necessary in order to give us a good victory. And I'm quite proud of myself for being like that, because a lot of players are the main only players, and when somebody asks them to change to help better the team, it's almost like they just ask them to pull a rabbit out of their behinds. It's like impossible. So I like being that magician that, you know, can pull players out of anywhere and they do their job well with what they are given. So guys, because my computer is about to die and because this video has been long enough already, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Tell me in the comments down below, if you play Overwatch, what type of Overwatch player are you? And if you play any other kind of, you know, RPG or FPS or anything like that that requires you to be a certain type of player, tell me what kind of player you think you are. Make sure to like and share this video. Please follow me on my social medias. The links will be in the description as always. And guys, go make sure to check out my last video. I did a Try Not to Laugh, my first one ever, and I had so much fun doing it. I'll probably do another one in the future, and it'll definitely be by Adik the One. So yeah guys, I really appreciate it, and if this is the first time you are ever seeing my videos, hitting that subscribe button really goes a long way, and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys, and hopefully I can win this round now that I am done recording, and I will see you guys in the next one.